Hi there. Today I want to talk about the naked and unashamed reality that Adam and Eve experienced. As I'm writing this book on shame, I'm really diving into a lot of topics and a lot of different shames. One of the shame is the shame of our nakedness. And so as I've studied that with Adam and Eve and what really happened in the garden, Adam and Eve had the experience of having no need of clothes, that literally God's thoughts and light were their clothing. And it was only when they were tempted to know apart from God that they gained the shame of their nakedness. And there is really nothing like the reality of living naked and unashamed. And this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with clothing. As with Adam and Eve, the concept of their nakedness was more of an internal thing than an external thing. It was internal that this nakedness was presenting itself. Their shame came from the internal, which is an amazing thought. The shame came from the internal nakedness more than their external nudity. And we lived naked and unashamed in sheer vulnerability to God. Their hiding was the shame of their choice, not the exposure of their bodies. The external clothing was just a statement of their internal shame. And that to me really blows my mind. That to me is a fascinating reality. I believe that when we go to heaven, we're not all of a sudden going to be wearing white clothing. I think we're going to be wearing light. I think we're going to go back to the original reality of being naked and unashamed. And we were literally going to be clothed with His thoughts of us and His light. That's going to be our clothing. And so as I'm diving into this shame and I'm looking into all of this, I'm realizing that each of us can live in that reality now. And how we do that is walking open-hearted with Him, His ways and His mind. There's a top to bottom vulnerability on our God. And though we can't walk around in nudity all the time, we can live completely covered by His thoughts of us. It's a surrender to them. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the surrender to His thoughts and to His mind and to His light to cover me and cover my shame. And I ask for your prayers as I go into this writing of this book, because I really want it to have a deep impact and really be emotionally stirring. I want it to give reality to living out of shame and living unashamed. Shame is the most debilitating, the most crushing reality in our lives. We walk in it and it colors everything about us, our interaction, our influence, the way we interact with others. Other people will respond to our shame rather than us. Shame is a deadly cancer that stymies our life and kills our life. And so I want to write this, and I want it to, my hope is to really do something that exposes the shame and then shows the process and the way to come out of shame, because there's so many men that I know that walk in shame, that live in shame, and I think that can end. I'm going to be bringing a bunch of testimonies from different men about their shame and shames that they've overcome, shames that they are overcoming, and shames that they have. So I'm going to bring all those in. I'm going to pepper the entire manuscript with stories, with actual shame stories. And I pray that it has a deep impact. So please stand with me in prayer as I come here and I do this work and I put this thing together. And I look forward to getting it in your hands. And I look for the impact that it's going to have on those who have struggled with shame all their life and who needs to have shame end today. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.